I want you to understand that this trading plan is simply in 4 steps. That means we'll have step 1, step 2, step 3, and step 4. If you apply these 4 steps in 2025, you are definitely going to have a very profitable week in 2025. Now, what is the first step? Before I go into the first step, I want you to understand what a small account is, right? Small account. And what a big account is. Now, a small account is simply anything less than $1,000. That means anything less than 1K is simply a small account. And for here, anything bigger than 10K is simply a big account. Now, depending on who you are or what you do, this can be a small account for you, and this can be a big account for you. It varies depending on who you are. But I like to grade it in a way that you understand me properly. That if I'm to grade it in school system or in A, B, C, and F, I'm going to say to you that anything less than 1K is simply an F, and anything up to 1K to maybe around, like, let me say 5K is simply a C, and from 5K to 10K is simply, let me say, a B, and from here upward to 100K can simply be an A. It's my preference. So different persons have different preference to what a big account is and different preference to what a small account is. But for the course of this particular video, this is referred as small account and this is referred as a big account. And this plan that I'm going to give you here is both applicable to both small accounts, likewise a big account. And I'm going to be showing you step by step. But before we go into this video, if you're seeing me for the very first time, my name is Divine and I'm a forex trader. What I basically do on this channel is document how I trade and as well show you the mindset behind my strategy. If you want to be seeing content like this, I want you to smash the subscribe button, like this video, and drop a comment. Now, the first step is simply use liquidity to identify section you're going to trade. That means the first step here is to simply use liquidity to identify section. Now in forex we have 4 different sections. We have New York section, we have London section, we have Asian section. Now this section give birth to each other. That means one give birth to the next one and the next one give birth to the next one. And for you to identify which one to trade, you want to simply use liquidity to identify which one to trade. Now this whole idea or this whole section is this whole concept is simply long. I'm going to give you a brief of it for you to understand how to be able to use liquidity to identify which section you're likely going to trade, right? And for you to be able to understand what I'm going to explain here, I'm going to give you a sketch of it right now in this video. Remember, we'll have 4 different kind of sections, and we'll have the ASAN section. I'll represent it with AS. AS, right? We'll have the Asian section, we'll have the London section, and we'll have the New York section. At every section, there's a high and there's a low, right? For instance, this is Asian section and we'll have this high here, right? This is a high, this is a low. This is an Asian section high and this is an Asian section low, correct? Now, whenever we want to initiate a new section or whenever a new section wants to open, there's always liquidity at the highs and liquidity at the low. That if price wants to simply sell, price simply go for one liquidity and then go for the next one. In this case here, this is simply an Asian section, and if you want to trade this particular section, which is simply what is popular, people want to trade, what you want to basically do is simply wait for price to either take out essential section high, sorry, yes, high, and then go for the essential section low. That means you want to be selling from this particular point here during during London Open. It's complicating, but I'm going to make it easier in my next video, right? You want to simply use section or use liquidity to understand what section you want to trade. In this case here, I was able to identify that this play is simply an Asian section high, and this play is simply a low for Asian section. And using liquidity, price has to make a fake move for price to make the actual move. Price make a fake move and took out the liquidity here, and then used London section to take out liquidity downside. Same is applicable towards the London section, right? That price have induced liquidity at this point here, right? And if New York wants to open, they will simply use this as liquidity and then open. I'm going to make more videos, or probably make a very long video to explain how to use liquidity to identify section that you want to trade. Now, if you have this idea of this first step, you want to simply use this concept to understand, okay, I'm going to be trading this particular section, or this particular one, or this particular one. You want to just choose the one you want to trade using what? Liquidity. Do you understand? Now we have the second step. Second step is simply use correlation to understand what pair you should trade. That means use, man, this is going to stress me out. Use correlation to identify what pair to trade. Now, for you to be able to use correlation to understand what pair to trade, you want to simply understand what correlation is. And correlation is simply how two pairs are related, right? How are two pairs related? What's the relationship between two particular pairs? And for every pair that you see, they can either be negatively correlated or positively correlated. For instance, if a particular pair is going up, there has to be another pair that is negatively correlated that is going down. In this case here, GPUSD, GU and USD CHF are negatively correlated. That means if one is going up, the other one is going down. And again, we have the one that is positively correlated, which is GU and EU. That's if GU is going up, EU is also going up. They are positively correlated. That means correlation is simply the use of, let me say, particular pair to test how they are related. In this case here, I give you an example that GU is positively correlated to EU and GU is negatively correlated to USD CHF. You want to simply use correlation to identify what pair you want to likely trade. And most times, it's very good for you to choose two pairs that are negatively correlated. That's why most times, I always try to trade GPUSD and USD CHF because they are negatively correlated and they act as a leading indicator for me to decide what pair to trade for the day. Step 3, simply risk management. Now, this is the main thing in this whole thing, that every other thing here is simply probability. This is a probability, but this is what is guaranteed here. That if you apply this particular risk management, you are safe. And I'm going to give you a very brief risk management plan that you can apply, because whatever you see here is simply probability. There's no probability that price is likely going to take the Asian high and go for the Asian low. Price can simply take the Asian highs and continue to upside. It's all probability. It's a game of what? Probability. But what keeps you safe, or what keeps you very secure or guaranteed, is simply the application of what? Risk management. And I'm going to show you how you're going to apply risk management on a small account, likewise on a big account. Now, in this case here, let me give you a brief example. For instance, let's say we have two accounts here, and this is small account, small, and this is big, right? Our interest now is simply understand how we're going to be able to apply risk management on a particular account. In this case here, for example, I'm going to use $100 for this small account, $100 here, and here I'm going to be using 10K, $10,000. Right now, the advantage that big accounts have over this account, small account, is simply life. I'll give you an example. If I play a game, that every game or every level as you are in that game has a particular life. For instance, some might have 5 life, some might have 10 life, some have 20 life. Trading is a game, and you have to be able to apply risk management as a game. And in this game, you want to understand how many lives you have for this and how many lives you have for this particular one. And you are the boss. You're going to choose how many lives you want to have for this particular account and how many lives you want to have for this particular account. Right? Remember, you are the boss. You choose whatever you want. For me, for example, if I'm the one that is in charge now because I'm the boss here, I'm going to be in charge of this small account and show you how I'm going to treat small account. Likewise, how I'm going to treat big account. In this case here, $100 is my small account, and in this case here, 10K is my big account. How am I going to apply this place and create a life for me? I can choose to say I'm going to trade this particular account for 4 times. That means I have 4 life. Let me clear this up. I have 4 lives, and these 4 lives cost $25. $25, right? $25. Life 1, life 2, 25. Life 3, 25. Life 4, 25. If you sum this up, it's equivalent to what? $100. That means I've chosen how many lives I want to have on this particular account for me to blow it up, and they will kill me. They will not kill you, don't worry. I've chosen to have what? 4 lives. I'm going to be risking what? One of my lives to one particular setup that meets my first step and second step. Are you following? I'm going to choose, once I see that particular setup opportunity that meets my first and second step, I'm going to simply use one of my life and take the trade because it's a probability. This is called numbers game. Now we'll have this particular one which refers to as big account. In this big account now I can choose to have more life. That is the difference between big and small accounts. I have more purchasing power, meaning I have more life. Here I can simply choose to have like 100 life. 100 life. Right? And this 100 life simply cost me like maybe $100 per trade. That means if I take $100, if I simply take one setup, it costs $100. I have to take it 100 times. I hope I'm correct. 100 times, yeah. I have to take 100 times for me to lose the whole money. I can choose to say I'm going to risk only 10 and simply risk more, $1,000 for one trade. And if my 10 life finish, I blow my account. But with a big account, you have more purchasing power that enable you to stay long in the market. And if you look closely, risking this one particular one using a very good lot size, or maybe using one standard lot size, you're simply going to stay long in this market or in this particular life before your life goes off. 100 life. So if you're able to understand this risk management and categorize it into life and probably stick to your plan, you're going to achieve great results. Hope I'm making sense in this video. Now the step 4 or the last plan, step 4, is to simply stick to the plan. You want to simply stick to what? The plan. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Stick to this particular plan and you're going to achieve a very great trading results in 2025. That's all for this video. I will see you in the next one. Peace.